Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Our ceremony will be delayed for a few minutes due to traffic. Sorry. We will begin once that we ensure that our graduates and guests are present. Thank you for your patience. Good morning. Will you please rise for the processional and remain standing for the national anthem? For the 406th time, candidates for baccalaureate degrees from the Pennsylvania State University have gathered to celebrate their commencement. All are in their places. These exercises for the spring 2024 Smeal College of Business are hereby called to order.
Thank you, Dr. Melton. I'm Dean Charles H. Whiteman of the Smeal College of Business, and I join in welcoming you to our commencement today. We will now be led in the national anthem performed by College of Arts and Architecture student Thomas Delahoy, accompanied by the center brass.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you. You may be seated. It's wonderful to be here with all of you on this joyous occasion, in person and on our live stream, as we celebrate the accomplishments of these individuals who have completed their academic programs at the Smeal College of Business, Penn State. To begin, it is now my pleasure to introduce Interim Executive Vice President and Provost Tracy Langkilde.
Thank you, Dean Whiteman. I am honored to join you in the celebration of the class of 2024. Today's ceremony is, class of 2024. Today's ceremony is especially meaningful, as I know many of you were part of your high school's class of 2020 and were unable to take part in your graduation ceremonies. Today is your day. This is your commencement. The commencement ceremony is of great importance. It is patterned after a ritual which has been repeated through the long history of higher education and duplicated throughout the world, wherever there are universities and colleges. The academic dress and ritual have their origins in the first English universities of the Middle Ages. The mace is a symbol of the university and was carved from the first newel post in Old Maine. The robes you wear reflect our medieval past, and the caps and tassels are ancient symbols. Commencement is steeped in history. But the spirit of commencement is modern and always changing. Most importantly, commencement is a symbol of the outstanding achievements that you have brought to this day. Today is your moment, and make no mistake, those tears in your loved ones' eyes are not because they thought you would never leave this place. It's genuine pride in your accomplishments and the sacrifices you have made to get to this day. You are entering a world unlike any before in our history, one that is defined both by great challenges and opportunities to continue making our global society safer, more secure, more inclusive and equitable than ever before. I hope you will consider how your degree equips you to contribute to the shared collective effort of building a better world. Now I will turn back to Dean Whiteman.
I'm delighted to introduce our commencement speaker for 2024, Jean Olwang, the founding CEO and trustee of Virgin Unite, an entrepreneurial foundation that builds collectives, incubates ideas, and reinvents systems for a better world. Jean holds a bachelor's degree in marketing from Penn State Smeal. Over the last 15 years, she has worked with partners to lead the incubation and startup of several global initiatives, including the Elders, the B Team, the Carbon War Room, which was successfully merged with RMI, Ocean Unite, the Caribbean Climate Smart Accelerator, 100% Human at Work, the Virgin Unite Constellation, and the Branson Centers of Entrepreneurship. As part of her work over the past 3 decades, Jean has helped corporations put the well-being of people and the planet at their core, including working with more than 25 Virgin businesses across 15 industries to help embed purpose in all that they do. She has also served as a partner in the Virgin Group, helping to lead its people strategy. Jean spent 18 years living and working on 6 continents to start and help lead mobile phone companies in South Africa, Colombia, Bulgaria, Singapore, Hong Kong, Australia, and the United States. She was the joint CEO of Virgin Mobile in Australia before starting Virgin Unite. She co-founded Plus Wonder to spark more meaningful, deep connections and collaborations in the world. Gina is the author of the new book, Partnering, which I urge you to read. She is also a member of Smeal's Board of Visitors and has received the Penn State Alumni Association's Alumni Fellow Award. We're proud to welcome such a collaborative and accomplished leader to speak today. Please join me in extending a warm Smeal welcome to Jean Olwang.
Thank you, Dean Whiteman, for that beautiful introduction. And hello, class of 2024. Woohoo! I can't tell you how honored I am to be standing up in front of you at a university that I love so much and that has done so much for me in my life. And I want to give a big thank you to the Provost, Lankilde. Thank you very much. And I also just want to take a moment to say thanks for the brilliant leadership of Dean Whiteman. His legacy will live on in every single graduate that's in this room today and all the students that have been lucky enough to become before you as part of his tenure. So a massive thank you to Dean Whiteman. And wow, class of 2024, congratulations. Just to start, a massive thank you for every single minute of your hard work in getting here today. And I also want to say thank you for really persevering through COVID and so many other things in the last few years. I know that every single one of us that is in this room today is in awe of all of you. Bravo. Sorry, that's loud clapping in the mic. Okay, I also want to say thank you to all the people in this room that have loved the graduates into being. Moms, dads, grandparents, siblings, relatives, friends, thank you for all the love, the care, and the belief that you've put into this extraordinary class of 2024. And I'd love just to start for us to give a big round of applause to the graduates and everyone in this room who has loved you into being. Massive round of applause. Woo. And I have to start with this just to get us started. So, as loud as you can, we are. Okay, a bit louder, we want to make the room shake. We are. Bravo. Okay, so I also want to say thank you to my wonderful family who was sitting here 37 years ago when I graduated and who's here today alongside my incredible husband. And I know that I look like I graduated 37 years ago, but I literally, when I walked in this room, it felt like just yesterday that I was sitting in your seat, filled with this swirl of emotion about excitement for the future, also fear for the future, also sadness to be leaving my incredible Penn State friends. And I have to admit that I also had fear after a very late night of overindulgence at the Skeller that I was going to trip when I came up on the stage. So, what I didn't realize at that minute when I was sitting in your seat is that my Penn State friendships were just beginning. They have been a rock for me in my life. And I know it can feel today like you're entering into a world that can be quite discombobulating. But I really believe it is probably one of the most exciting and important times to be alive. It's almost as if someone has smacked a big red reset button on the wall, and the world's woken up to realize that our underlying systems are broken, and that we've mistakenly measured success by how much we earn, by fame, by how far up the ladder we climb. when in reality, as Mr. Rogers used to say, the most important thing, the most important way we can measure success is through the incredible relationships that we build in this life. And what I wanted to do is just talk a little bit about it, because I feel like this is a moment where all of you in this room can really help reimagine this extraordinary world. And to do that, because music was such a big part of my life when I was here, I'm going to bring a few music legends into the world. But I promise to everyone that I will not sing, because I will ruin your graduation if I do that. So I promise you that. So first, Roger Waters from Pink Floyd. He sang, "All you touch and all you see is all your life will ever be." And when I left Penn State, I had an amazing job in telecommunications that I loved for many years. And then I had this incredible opportunity to become a Vista volunteer, working in Center City, Chicago, with homeless teenagers at a place called Neon Street. And I can remember people's faces when I said I was going to leave my great job in telecommunications to go work in a homeless shelter. Their faces fell on the floor. They thought I was crazy. But I have to say, I'm so grateful that I took that crazy, disruptive detour. Because going to Neon Street changed my life forever for the better. Those teenagers that I thought I was going to help are the ones that taught me more than I could ever have imagined in my life. They taught me what true justice is. They also taught me how screwed up we are as society to allow 12-year-olds to live on the street. They taught me about love. They taught me about authenticity. And they tried their very, very hardest to teach me how to dance, which offered hours of entertainment for them, but definitely did not turn me into Beyoncé. So when you go out there, take those disruptive detours, stay curious. And the second musician I want to bring in the room is Bruce Springsteen. Any Bruce fans in the room? You can tell it's mainly the upper stands there, a few in the center. So Bruce sang, "You can't light a fire without a spark." And I changed that a little bit because I really believe with where we sit in the world right now, we just don't need fires in our belly. We need bonfires in our belly. And I just want to take a moment right now to acknowledge the collective trauma that the world is currently in. And my heart goes out to every single person in this room who's lost a loved one in one of the 32 conflicts that's raging in this world right now. Over 2 billion people are living in conflict. Our world clearly needs people like you to help reimagine it. And the good news is that when we bring together purpose with urgency, with partnerships, we become unstoppable as human beings. And we've done it before. I remember when I was sitting in your seat in 1987, there was an amazing group of friends that came together in the world from very diverse backgrounds and did something extraordinary. They brought together 197 countries to sign the Montreal Protocol. And it saved all of our lives in this room today. It allows us to go out into the sunshine. This group had purpose to close that ozone layer. They had urgency, but most importantly, they had each other. And they taught me a really important lesson, that one of the most dangerous myths of our time is the superhero myth, that nothing great ever happens from one single individual. It's when we come together as collectives that we can do extraordinary things. And our purposes, those bonfires in our belly, don't just have to be world-changing. They simply have to be something bigger than ourselves. And I had the most wonderful father, and a big shout out to all the fathers and mothers in this room. Bravo, you guys deserve a round of applause. And when my dad was in his 90s, he was really struggling, and he was in and out of ICU. And I was really fortunate one time to be there when he woke up. And I said, "Dad, welcome back. What are you going to do now that you're back?" And he just looked at me in all seriousness and he said, "I'm going to spend the next 100 years making a difference in people's lives," which made us giggle hysterically because he was 92 at that time. And then we got this beautiful conversation where my dad came from very little means. And he talked about how he felt he had to work to make sure that we as his children had everything that he hadn't had in his life, and that he felt like he didn't give back to his community. And this made me smile, because a few months before that, we'd found this big, brown, beautiful book in my dad's boxes with his name, Robert O. Wang, handwritten in gold on the cover. And my dad worked for Sears and Roebuck for 32 years. He started as a door-to-door credit collector, and he worked his way up to store manager. And this book was from the people in his team in the Burlington store in Boston. And when I opened the first page, it said, "A retail store is bricks and mortar until people breathe life into it." And then it talked about my dad, not as their boss, but as their guide. And then page after page were things like, "Thank you, Bob, for when I stole from the store, giving me a second chance. Thank you, Bob, for when I had a drug addiction, helping me through it. Thank you, Bob, for never forgetting us single moms and getting us a plant every single Mom's Day." And it went on and on like this. And I share that story because I think sometimes there's so much pressure on us to think that purpose has to be this big, grand thing, when in reality, it's how we interact with each other every single day. And my dad's purpose was to bring joy to every single person's life that he came into contact with. He taught me that kindness is a superpower. So the third musician I want to bring into the room is Peter Gabriel. Any Peter Gabriel fans? Okay, there's a few. So Peter Gabriel sang, "You can blow out a candle, but you can't blow out a fire. When the flames begin to catch, the wind will blow them higher. The eyes of the world are watching now." And that song was about the brutal murder of Steve Biko by the South African apartheid regime. And whenever I think about that song, I think about a friend of mine, Jane Toussaint's words, where she talks about never accept the unacceptable. And that spirit was alive and well when I was on campus in '86 and '87, because we were protesting the apartheid regime in South Africa. But when I was sitting in your seats 37 years ago, I never, ever in my wildest dreams would have imagined that I would then have the chance to work with that musician, Peter Gabriel, and my boss, Richard Branson, and the amazing president of South Africa, Nelson Mandela, and his wife, Graça Machel, to start something up called the Elders. And this was a group of leaders coming together on behalf of humanity for peace and human rights. And it was people like Archbishop Tutu and President Carter and Kofi Annan and Mary Robinson. But I'll never forget humbly having the chance to sit at a lunch that they were having in Johannesburg in 2013. And I remember this group at the lunch where there was laughter, there was love, there was joy, but there was also tears about where the world was headed. And I remember at the lunch, at the very end, Nelson Mandela stood up at the table. He still has the most stature and grace of any human being I've ever met. And he gently slid his left hand into his wife's Graça's. And they turned to leave the room. But before they left, they looked back on this table of friends. And his smile and his eyes lit up the entire room. It was as if he was saying to these friends, "You've got this. You've got this now." So when I stand in front of this group of graduates, this incredible, wise, extraordinary group of graduates, all I can think of is, "You've got this. We've got this now." And so I want you to look around the room and also to think about the people that aren't in this room. And think about those people that are going to have your back, that are going to be your perpetual tailwind, that are also going to push you to be the best version of yourself. And hold those people tight. Think about that question, who and what will you love into this world? This class of 2024 is unstoppable. Anything is possible. And Margaret Mead said it so beautifully when she said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, nothing else ever has." So one last musician, Tracy Chapman. Any Tracy Chapman fans in the room? Bravo. That got a bigger round of applause than Bruce Springsteen. So Tracy Chapman sang, "Live as if only love matters." So when you leave this room today, make sure that you love yourself. Make sure that you love the people around you. Love the incredible wonders of nature. Love this magnificent university that we've all been part of. But most important, love this world that desperately needs every single bit of your brilliance. So congratulations and thank you, class of 2024. Bravo.
Truly inspirational. I was reminded as she was speaking that I too am the child of a Sears store manager, oddly enough, for 32 years. Thanks very much, Jean. I now want to welcome Provost Langkilde back to the podium.
And now, class of 2024, we turn to the Board of Trustees, the legal corporate body of the Pennsylvania State University. This is the body that, by our charter, is given final responsibility for the governance, welfare, and all other interests pertaining to the university. At this time, I call upon Trustee Robert Beard, who is elected to the Board of Trustees effective July 1st, 2023, representing business and industry. Trustee Beard earned a bachelor's degree in petroleum and natural gas engineering and a master's degree in management from Penn State, and is a licensed professional engineer. He serves as Chief Operations Officer of UGI Corporation. He's worked with UGI since 2008, where he began as Vice President of the Southern Region for UGI Utilities Incorporated, and moved to a variety of other roles within the company, including Executive Vice President of Natural Gas and Construction and Chief Executive Officer of UGI Utilities Incorporated. He has also served as Chief Executive Officer of Mountaineer Gas Company and Vice President of Operations and Engineering at PPL Gas Utilities Corporation. Robert and his wife Laura created the Robert F. and Helen D. Beard Memorial Scholarship at the Penn State Scranton campus, where he serves as a member of the Penn State Advisory Board. He is a life member of the Penn State Alumni Association and was named an Alumni Fellow in 2014. We are very pleased that he is with us today. Trustee Beard, thank you for joining us on this important occasion.
Thank you, Provost Langkilde, and good morning, everyone. Because the podiums get further and further away every year, it seems, I brought back up. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I offer my congratulations to the class of 2024, their families, and their friends. As Penn State alumni, you have a say in the future direction of the university. All Penn State alumni may participate in the nomination and election process for alumni-elected members of our Board of Trustees. This is one of the many opportunities you will have throughout your lives to remain active members of this Penn State community that we all love. And I urge you to all stay engaged. Now I turn to my official duty. Provost Langkilde, by virtue of the authority vested in and is approved by the Board of Trustees of the Pennsylvania State University, you are authorized on behalf of the board to confer on each of these candidates the degree earned and certified by the appropriate college faculty and dean. Congratulations.
Thank you, Trustee Beard, for the authorization to confer degrees for these candidates assembled. Before we proceed to the conferral of degrees, please note that Penn State is recognizing our graduates who are actively serving, veterans, and graduates of our ROTC programs with special red, white, and blue honor cords for their service and sacrifices. At this time, I would like to ask all graduates who are embarking on military service and veteran students who have served our country to please stand as you are able and remain standing. Now will those guests in the audience who are veterans or active duty members of the military please stand as you are able, and then please join me in thanking everybody that is standing for our significant contributions to our nation. Thank you. You may be seated. I also want to take a moment to recognise another group of students with us today, our first-generation college students who are at the cusp of becoming the first-generation Penn State alumni. Our first-generation students are pioneers within their families and trailblazers at our university. They face unique challenges not shared by many of their peers, and their tenacity in the pursuit of education, academic excellence, and personal and professional achievement is a model to which we can all aspire. Please join me in congratulating their students on their momentous accomplishment today.
Thank you, Provost Langkilde. Graduation marks an important academic achievement, and I am pleased to recognize and introduce the department heads and assistant department heads who administer our programs in the Smeal College of Business. They represent the faculty who certify these students for their degrees. As of fall 2023, Penn State has granted nearly 940,000 degrees. Will each administrator please stand as I call your name and remain standing until all are introduced? Lawrence Friedkin, Assistant Department Head of Accounting. Kimberly Carnagia, Department Head of Finance. Vilmos Masani, Department Head of Management and Organization. Meg Malloy, Department Head of Marketing. Dan Cahoy, Department Head of Risk Management. And Kevin Linderman, Department Head of Supply Chain and Information Systems. Thank you. You may be seated. I now wish to recognize the graduates who have earned meritorious achievements. In the digital program, you can see those who are graduating in the top 12% of their class. Upon completion of the grades, additional names will be added to the list. Diplomas will have this academic achievement noted on the official document. Students who are graduating summa cum laude are wearing a blue and white cord. Students who are graduating magna cum laude are wearing a blue cord. And students who are graduating cum laude are wearing a white cord. Please hold your applause until all students in all three categories are standing. Will those students graduating summa cum laude please rise as you are able and remain standing? Will those students graduating magna cum laude please rise as you are able and remain standing? And now, will those graduating cum laude please rise as you are able? Congratulations to all. You may be seated. Though we cannot share with you the accomplishments of each graduate, we have identified one student as representative of the Smeal College of Business class of 2024. Will Justin Morrison of our college marshal please rise? The son of Court and Robin Morrison from Westchester, Pennsylvania, Justin is graduating today with a degree in actuarial science and minors in statistics, mathematics, and information systems management. As a Schreier Scholar, he served as the Assistant Director and Director of Corporate Outreach of the Actuarial Science Club. He was a peer-assisted review learning assistant and he was a teaching assistant for the Department of Risk Management. Following commencement, he will be part of the 4-year Prudential Actuarial Leadership Development Program. Justin, I offer you my best wishes and heartiest congratulations on your achievement. Thank you. Thanks, Justin. You may be seated. I'd now like to call on Steve Huddert, Senior Associate Dean for Research and Faculty in the Smeal College of Business.
Thank you, Dean Whiteman. At this time, we want to recognize another exceptional group of students, those selected to be recognized as Smeal Student Major Marshals. Similar to the College Student Marshal, each academic unit conferring degrees today selects one student based on their academic, extracurricular, and leadership contributions to serve as student marshal and represent all seniors graduating from their respective majors. We have provided information about each student marshal's accomplishments in the commencement program. I will now ask each student representative to stand and remain standing as I call your name. Please hold your applause until all student marshals have been recognized. Representing the accounting major is Owen Rappa. Representing the actuarial science major is Maggie Whalen. Representing the corporate innovation and entrepreneurship major is Carrie Quinn. Representing the finance major is Derek Deal. Representing the management major is Elizabeth Armstrong. Representing the Management Information Systems major is Caitlin McHenry. Representing the Marketing major is Julia Siganowicz. Representing the Real Estate major is Mateo Yepez. Representing the Risk Management major is John Brose. Representing the Supply Chain and Information Systems major is Emma Scott. Please join me in recognizing our student major marshals. Thank you. You may be seated. I'd now like to call on Provost Langkilde to recognize another group of our graduating students.
Thank you, Dean Huddard. As a land-grant institution, we are chartered to offer the opportunity for training in the military service, and at Penn State we have programs in the Army, Navy, Air Force and Marines. Representing the Joint Services today is Major Vincent Nicosia, Professor of Military Sciences.
Good morning. Thank you. Will all the graduates of the Pennsylvania State University Reserve Officer Training Corps please rise? Provost Langkilde, it is a privilege for me to present our graduates of the Reserve Officer Training Corps as officers who will serve in the United States Armed Forces.
On behalf of the Pennsylvania State University, I congratulate each of you. Thank you. You may be seated.
Representing these candidates is George Castillo Schoonwolf. George is the son of retired Colombian Marine Colonel Jorge Castillo and Sharim Schoonwolf of Potomac, Maryland. He is a member and former secretary of the Association of Latino Professionals for America. Following his graduation, George will be commissioning into the U.S. Army Reserves as an officer in the Engineer Corps, and he is also an incoming analyst for Deloitte's Government Public Service Office. Congratulations, George. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you, Major Nicosia. And now I'd like to turn it back to Dean Whiteman.
I'm now very pleased to introduce a cherished part of the graduation ceremony, crossing the platform as your name is read aloud. The marshals will help shepherd the students, graduates, toward the front. As our students prepare to cross the platform, let's all recognize those who could not be here today but are watching this event from locations around the world. Please join me in congratulating them with a round of applause. Because families are eager to hear their student's name, I ask that we all refrain from making excessive noise. Graduates, after you cross the platform and in the spirit of we are, please return to your seats to celebrate with your fellow graduates for the remainder of the ceremony. After the last graduate crosses the stage platform, we will confer your degrees and you can then move your tassels. Be sure to remain at your seat for this important moment as you become Penn State alumni. Dr. Cameron, please introduce our first graduates to be recognized.
Students graduating in the Department of Risk Management are Justin Morrison,
Parker Stevens,
no,
Quinn Logan Egal, Brent Michael Hamilton, Chad Spencer Stein, Angelina Marie Krebs, Darielle Marie Kettler, Maggie Elizabeth Whalen, Harrison Michael Pickett, William Garrity, Joseph Otalski IV, Dylan Michael Long, Dongyao Wong, Chiara Bridget Vlasich, Lauren Kelly Davis, Lily Shimanek, Dakota Marie Fidlow, James Patrick Dumm, Reem Suleiman Hamdan Al-Shirawi, Onyx Roldan, Alexandra Joy Zambati, John O'Connell Leiden, Robert Anthony McGee III, Mateo Santiago Jepes, Gregory Brennan Reynolds, John Craig Hackendahl, Carmen Richard Saginario, Angelica Pallanti, Stephen J. LaFata, Gerald Michael Gray, John N. Brose, Joseph Alvarado, Dennis Escaleras, Samuel Hom, Skylar Amanda Sabas, John Andrew Dembrak, Meng Wei Zhou, Meng Ning Li, Zihan Lan, Aidan Peter Dowdle, Patrick William Flynn, Jacob D. Gongaware, Jessica Renee Manning, Zinia Adil Masani, Rachel Shu, Jack Valenti, Thomas Grigorovich, Spencer James Wilson, Jackson Holman Worley, Ryan McSweeney, Nicole Page Balkin, Caitlin Lorraine Wolf, Jude Anabtawi, Jose Javier Ortiz, Pierre-Louis Alexandre Sokol, Kevin Matthew Haas, Tyler Douglas Root, Peter George Cambacelis, William Thomas Powers, Mason Demi, Jiacheng He, Bo Yi Liu, Ida Xu, Xingkao Liao, Jia Yi Wu, Kathleen McGowan, Rachel Lois Eisenman, Abigail Elizabeth Maraz, Elizabeth Ashley McWilliams, Griffin Thurber, Paul Michael Harity, Kayla Ann Bukowski, Amy Dow, Zaina Delgado, Jasmine E. Mitchell, Wade Bruno, Andrew Parker Ostrich, Jordan Aaron Tucker, Joseph Thomas Tatungian, Enrico Astorino, Aidan Daniel Burns, Joseph Thomas Taggart, Jacob Ellison Bauman, McLean Gregory Pisot, Thomas Buck, Daniel William Griffin, Jack William McLaughlin, Brendan Thomas Myers, Aryan Sager,
Students graduating from the Department of Management and Organization are
Alexander Paul Angermeyer, Kevin James Bresnan, Jacob S. Kashetsky, Owen Martin Horowitz, Reeve Cornelius Schneider, Cole Vincent Riccioni, Emilio Ivan Loya, Brendan Joseph Gepfert, Rebecca Elizabeth Patras, Lara Elizabeth Foyle, Cameron Bryn Patton, Lauren Laletta, Benjamin Milo Poricelli, Zachary Archer Michael, Golden Chisaram Kamsio Israel Achumba, Hugh Mason Stewart. Michael Scott Catucci. Drew Schiffler. Ryan Michael Parsons. Jason A. Waskowitz. Sean Thomas Ryan. Madeline May Lister. David James Simons. Logan Reese Levy. Michael Joseph Doherty III. Evan Daniel Burrick. Christopher Oliver Belt. Taylor Nicole Riley. Jarrett Benjamin Goldberg. Luke Thomas Malatesta. Paul Jung Hwan Rudy. Sidney Matthews. Matthew Gerald Mools. Elizabeth Grace Armstrong. Jamie Ray Glick. Gracie Terry. Blake Markey Bensing. Joshua Arthur Lanus. Charles Casey Cliggett. Lucas Forte. Douglas James Hild. Justin Michael Yetzila. Zachary Andrikovich. Amir Kerr. Isabella Daviana Sattler. Pei Jung Wang. Ariana Proietti. Jae Hyok Lee. Kong Kant Cha. Angela Chen. Di Nyo. Joshua Di Domenico. Michael Waring. Jake Arevalo Arrogante. Carrie Brennan Quinn. Alexander Nicholas Petrick. Yulun Guo. Felipe Andre Cifuentes Duque Estrada. Ryan Michael Roberts. Zachary T. Felter. Dennis Yasmir. Christopher Joseph Fritz. Shalika Vardan Takala Pali. Jolene B. Evich. Ellen Brankovich. Jungmin Park. Shan Yu Lee. Jun Yok Heo. David Morales. Connor Ryan Bessendorfer. Chun An Pao. Juliette Louise. Jack Larson Newman. Jack Edward Schlachtenhofen. Alexandra Marie Carrillo. Gabriella J. Delmonico. Mason John Godfrey, Logan Daniel Seddon, Nicholas Highland Stevens, Mariana Alicia Danelli, John Stanley Cherkis, Ariana Sarah Buccelli, Zixuan Wang, Blake Andrew Seaman, Henry Wickman Fox, Justin Tannenbaum, Nikota Lauman, Andrew Delaney, Ryan Fella, Kyle McGinley, William Michael Confessori, Dominic Michael Natali, Francesca Gabriela Soto, Dia Coley, Jungwoo Chu, Taylor Marie Bopp, Emily Faye Snyder, Muhammad Ali Arif Sayed, Jacob Ryan Rudloff, Jack Barrett Rice, Alejandra Ishel Hesse Smith, Nurmit Gupta, Todd William Tisoski, Wyatt Andrew Freark, Brittany Fisher, Samantha Nicole Arcangelo, John Paul Fulford, Yevgenia Ostroverkov, Antonio Millardo, Aaron John Stremmel, Harry L. Bustable, Chloe Christina Kelby Goforth, Riley Manoski, Kevin Murray, Dana Ray McCoy, Noor Salim Abdullah Al-Afifi, Natalie Ann Carnival, Holden Pines Ingalls, Joseph Anthony Baskinger, David Kaba Jr., Alex Raymond Dockery, Eric James Griskowitz, Christopher William Stokeham, Daniel Robert Dillinger, Evan Busak, Michael Ross, Nathaniel J. Wiggins, Stephen Joseph Salak Jr., Teodora Palavestra, Sebastian Gary Fitzgerald, Dominic Joseph Banditelli, Devin Manan Patel, Sean Kaur, Chad Regan, Owen Haggerty, Caden Matthew Muthard, Jeffrey Vu Jacoplik Dalton, Sophia Maria Van Son, Christian Sungmin Lee, Arthur Maxwell Nielsen, Shuajie Lu, Yudong Luo, Minggu Li, Zhu Yu Gao, Zhenghao Ying, Maximilian Much, Celia B. Whalen, Caitlin Elizabeth Staub, Isabella Geiner, Madison Page Levine, Austin William McDaniel, Alyssa Catherine Gilfillan, Fiona Shuri, Adam Concollier Douglas, Kayla Sue Anthony, Hope Urbanovsky, Regan James O'Donnell, Vincenzo Kyle Angelo Fasula Zarecki, Anthony Robert Heiler, Andrew Howard Kohler, Michael Joseph Dougherty, Matthew Stone Martin, Peter J. McGibbon, Jonathan Patrick Osborne, Judson Stephen Lengill, Jair Tao, Jada Renee Demsky, Ashley Elizabeth Schenk, Alexandra Jane Denton, Samantha Ann Loney, Emma Elizabeth Schmatzel, Elizabeth May Latanzi, Megan Gallagher, Carson Patrick Stanfield, Tom Erdely, Jacob Matthew Lesher, Jacob Scott Zimmerman, Daniel Frederick Rosado, Alexander Lampa, Harrison Lewis, David James Bloom, Cole Jacob Allen, Samuel Stoffman, Jason Matthew Finberg, Leonard Noah Brenner, Harrison Scott Landau, Jack Hayden Lebowski, Devin Clark, Emily Ahmed, Brandon Daniel Travisano, Jason Yormack, Jason Tyler Stickler, Zachary McCucci, Ke Jung Lee, Yiting Zhang, Justin Richard Stempowski, Angelina Noel Lowe, Jessica Marie Long, Paulina Patera, Janelle Naomi Ware, Valentino Nicholas Scarponi, Lainey Josephine Berry, Ryan Joseph McGonigal, Mackenzie Ann Catino, Madison Lee Taylor, Holden Xavier Langdon, Pietro Linhares Michelin, Nathan Robert Swank, Daniel N. Turner, Adam Carter Wirtz, George Clement Skehan, Lucas Warren Greenspan, Nicholas Andrew Worsta, Margaret Elizabeth Zealous,
Students graduating from the Department of Marketing are
Eleni P. Guerra, Avery Bowling, Jaden Scheffler, Thomas Stephen McLean, Augustus Buck Coroniti, Samantha Grace Phillips, Shannon Margaret Brown, Emma Householder, Nidhi Patel, Ashley Carlotta Navarrete, Dana Lorraine Marsh, Dana Emily Reed, Logan Alsop, Stephen Mario Amplo, Jason Kwong, John W. Bassett, Matthew Alexander Price, Sophie Amanda Siegel, Jessica Frances Kuzi, Maeve Catherine Connolly, Lindy Leslie Lobdell, Anne Catherine Spring, Macy G. Vanden Elzen, Sophia Amos, Lauren Farrell, Riley Radosavich, Caroline M. Sliver, Celine Marie Ferrari, Madison Ruth Condell, Taylor Rose Sanglimbini, Emma Bannister, Anna Elizabeth Tandinitsky, Marine Macola Hoke, Melina Bellinardo, Hannah Rose Montross, Daniela Dominguez, Isabella Grace Russo, Robert Parsons Miller, Lydia Imoleayo Mabamit J, Julia Saganowicz, Caitlin Nicole Streeter, Laken Ashley Wisner, Xin Yi Li, Jiawen Huang, Chuyin Zhang, Grace Norris, Alexa J. Heimel, Megan Lynn Guthrie, Madeline Elizabeth Henderson, Samantha Josephine Colon, Madeline Marie Fisher, Kendall Yvonne Vandlick, Anne Fleur Van Dorn, Jordan Linali, Sophia Marie Calabria, Claire Lakis, Brooke Ashley Malarkey, Jessica L. Fisher,
1-6.
Sarah Caroline Atkins, Olivia Kerner, Jordan Salvatore Stefanik, Dylan C. Cantello, Seongjin Lee, Nicole Petruzzi, Jessica McGuire, Shi Tao, Yalin Yi, Juliana Rose Di Giovanni, Elizabeth Ann Talty, Abigail Margaret O'Brien, Mallory Charlton, Leah Wright, Megan Wright, Kylie Bryce McIntosh, Hazel Giacomucci, Emily Elizabeth Felice, Holly Ann Hartman, Jared Scher, Grace Whalen, Anna Riley Doherty, Danielle A. Salame, Keelan McGowan, Kelly Ann Gillen, Olivia Jordan Lenhart, Adriana Petrangolo, James Patrick Sheridan, Matthew Benjamin Steinsaltz, Shubham Tilakani, Jonathan Leo, Daniela Alejandra Diaz, Ellie Isabel Clauda, Emily Ann Arena, Ushani Moligoda, Gabriella Taylor Suda, Lily Ellen Kinsman, Katrina Sisler, Julia Catherine Weiss, Samantha Topkis, Alexis Haley Mason, Gianna Curcio, Samantha F. Barron, Andrea Penrod, Yufan Lin, Garrett G. Sakona, Carla Ushlebrica, Michael DeFurio III, Stephen Storm, John Frederick Varney, Nathan Peter Pazakanix, Marvell Maniaga, Jing Lu, Yang Li, Zhuxuan Li, Rina Lian, Guanchen Wu, Tianyi Shi, Yirui Wang, Boduo Lin, Zhou Lu, Olivia Rose McCrossan, Juliana Tara Renaud, Anna Kate Januso, Samuel H. Kerwin, Lucas Coelho, Natalia Perez Nera, Elizabeth Ann Palmieri, Ann L. Kubiak, Victoria Nguyen, Alex Ray Goldman, Zachary Foti, Lauren Nelise Brown, Tara Sringari, Julia Quinn Scahan, Sydney Joe Boger, Brendan Michael Grube, Madeline Carol Scavone, Olivia Hurt, Kasan Valerie Caroline Berthier, Chiyue Do, Jiping Wang, Gianna Maria Adomiak, Jocelyn Morel, Isabella Villegas Brito, Skylar Ruth Mundanar, Christina Griotti, Catherine Quinn, Teresa Elizabeth DeMeo, Alyssa Stephanie Ledvin, Rachel Hoff, Jessica Klemchek, Rachel Taylor Parks, Noah Andrew Controy, Mackenzie Jordan Wynn, Zoe Elizabeth Watson, Allison Mary Hammerschlag, Andrew James Cunningham, Luke Gregory Robeson, Braden Swartout, Peter Stevens Rubenstein, Lauren Elizabeth Banks, Pearl Ori, Pilar Volquez Medrano, Zeri Janelle Mercader, Benjamin Ryan, Callan Grace Vogel, Caitlin Amanda Conahan, Kai Smith, Luke David Brown, James Edward Lemke III, Jack Michael Gish, Samantha Christine Robbins, Jason Krupe, Parth Patel, Jordan Cameron Kakar, Hugh Douglas Brickley, Colin Jacob Lewis, Samuel Jason Briggs, Evan Keith Hiller, Kalen Joseph Chevrier, Colin Becker, John Bodnar, Mitchell Rice Kessler, Trevor John Baudouin, Emma Christine Lennon, Devin Ann McGill, Dylan Harris Hausner, Bailey Bauer, Olivia Falsucci, Eamon Zahid, Rebecca Crocco, Caroline Addison Steele, Gina Marie Salea, Juliana Mirabal, Emily Elizabeth McGorty, Quinn Elizabeth Malinowski, Honoka Nakano, Mia Yunmi Sullivan, Kaylee Neal, Cameron Lorraine Deary, Haley Marie Luby, Connor Trey Stoltzfus, Benjamin Scott Marshall, Lucas James Bartlett, Elizabeth Kate Hilgen, Luke Timothy Shugart, Gia Ray Grameau, Maura Catherine Doherty, Martin William Keene, Dylan Anderson Crutchfield, William Thomas Sofka, John Michael Brilia, Ryan Matthew Mooney, Brian Michael Burns, Stevens Kerr Gustafson, Madison Jada Kemmerer, Marie Elizabeth Hilbert, Lauren Ann Kravitz, Dominic Marchanda, Zoe Alexandra Zeff, Jillian Bowers, Olivia Rose Squilante, Luke P. Zosilis, Ryan Dockery, Grace Taylor Davis, Taylor Sloan, Anna Marie Makula, Robert Donald Carnival, Anna Evelyn Bradley, Lily Rose Gillette, Carla Sulema Bravo, Nicholas Chan, Benjamin David Anderson, Jack Dylan Fields, Ines DeTraglia Delora, Robert Tweeddale, Krishan Persnani, Jake Noah Gabe, Bailey J. Phillips, Cole Vincent Citarelli, Jason Matthew Berg, Ty Hendrick Romersma, Olivia Rose Bowden, Stephanie T. Stinger, Sharman Kaur Mangat, Anna Catherine Soisson, Zoe Sam Sussman, Tyler Callback, Jack Matthew Forgy, Ashley Marie Goon, Lauren Elizabeth Tracy, Nicholas Dominic Janusa, Jacob Thaddeus DeGregory, Mitchell Ryan Mendola, Thomas Ivan Raup, Sam William Montrose, Michael Bargs, Jacob Prieto, Christopher Graham Pease, Caroline Helena Quick, Hannah Elizabeth Bigler, Jacqueline Elizabeth Drucker, Finley Noel Shannon, Amelia Deborah Hirschfield, Calvi Teste, Ad Hussein, Devin Grace Skeet, Ryan Simmons, Claire Nicole Tayral, Emma Nicole Diltz, Sophia Lara Spanagle, Adele Loney, Juliette Christine Boughton, Katie Sapulio, Natasha Sage Farmer, Jack Whelan, Trevor Eric Teprovich, Anila Roberta Brown, Addison Brooke Miller, Rohit Varma Kuchipudi, Molly Ann Mitchell, Jack William Shuey, Tyler Lohman, Lauren Marie Crapo, Erica Lee Smith, Casey Catherine Johnston, Lauren Carey, Raquel Brooke Baskin, Margaret Porter Gibbs, Julia Meredith Reardon, Allison Bonshock, Jackson Vaughn Smith, Maggie Ann Conklin, Riley Susan Dowd, Brandon Beckadam, Megan Alexandria Parrish, Caroline Sarah Leonard, Marissa Ann Ergo, Andrea Lynn Sullen, Grace Tracy, Maeve A. Harrington, Slade Exley Crane, Omer Rehan Hamid, Meng Xuan Wu, Aman Basra, Christina Marie Peachy, Emma Florence Mon, Alyssa Marie Lavin, Josephine Marie Colasar, Arda Dylan Unal, Chi Min Yang, Allison Grace Kern, Allison Jane Duras, Ruby Jane Forsyth, Fiona Lavery, Ryan James Kubasco, Molly Elizabeth Seitz, Yuang Yue, Gu Yue Li, Gun Hyung Jo, Arnett Jung, Matthew Valentine Sulam, Emily Curry, Parker Hanson Gould, Olivia Zuzu Taylor, Ava Elizabeth Wengender, Charlotte Michael Fulham, Flora Wu, Michaela S. Carlins, Catherine Kaufman, Piper Milhan Van Dor, Matthew Goldstein, Patrick Kenny, Ellie Stewart Sams, Jill Millian Getty, Aidan James Schmidt, Nicholas Antonio Butera, Jeffrey Dalton Hines, Nicole Petrick, Diane Olivia Friedman, Kayla McFerrin, Anna Isabel DeCandelo, Anna Marie Boyer, Andrew Thomas Christos Jr., Grant Johnston, Timothy Gabriel Purcell, Shane Paul McMenemy,
Students graduating from the Department of Accounting are
Ethan K. Jiang, Puyuan Liu, Yixiao Zhang, Marco Alessandro Erico, Ryan Hunter Clark, Dora Sim Mei Lau, Victoria Grace Sapphire Van Riel, Samantha Dolores Dunn, Paige Emerson Miller, Ethan Tyler Golick, Jacob Saxon, Vincent Pham, Patrick Michael Gallagher III, Behruz Alisher Anvarav, Amani Sabello Raymond, William Henry Meenan IV, Matthew Joseph Romano, Jr., Christabel Gloria Scranticia Silitonga, Hyun Seo Choi, Paula Jacqueline Rippey, Jalen Matos, Olivia Schmidt, Kira Ann Burke, Nicole Nemchik, Simon Anderson Dance, Joel Daniel Freeman, Eric Nicholas Moyer, Caroline Rose Myers, Brooke Clark, Joshua Carboy, Noah Mayer Balsam, Justin Ryan Santana, John Joseph Hullahan, Daniel P. Chapman, Eugene Chen, Daniel James Ingersoll, Carl Leo Fensky, William Thomas Stone, John Howard Middleton III, Aidan Christopher LaBelle, Nicholas Giovanni Stanko, Shu Yuan, Adam Patrick Spalma, William Gray Craig, Adil Novruzlu, Alinda Chung, Jiaqi Wu, Jackson Anthony Rossi, Bailey A. Dillo, Xue Liu, Stella J. Wong, Han Lan Tran, Nan Hu, Jixing He, Lian Jin, Thomas R. Doherty, Jr., Patrick Pooler, Daniel Johnson Rusnak, Anna Marie Burtnett, Samya Gadugu, Lucy Catherine Epic, Olivia Coltriano, Benjamin C. Wickheiser, Liam Smith, Agostino S. Abatiello, Thomas Petrucci, Juliana Flanagan, Joseph Ryan D'Amico, Kaylin Elizabeth Mule, Zoe Elise Seitz, Michael James Fives,
This should have been 12. We did 11.
Lance Rich,
11 is in the box.
Owen Richard Rappa, Jonathan William Pfeiffer, Patrick Wainwright, Brian Patrick Menkhaus,
13.
Charles John White, Jack Namella, Ryan Patrick Daniels, Jacob Michael Waskowitz, Cale Connor Pope, Benjamin Joseph Kreitz, Ahmad D. Mahmoud, Jake Joseph Van Osten, Nathaniel Hibbs, Anthony Joseph Martinelli, Christopher Daniel Hanlon, Frank Patrick Marzano, Jr., Carlton Jarman III, Alexandria Grace Harnish, Ryan Michael Setzenfand, Matthew Fricker, Matthew Michael Olson, David A. Jerdot, Clarice Margaret Kubaki, Megan Patricia Gazillo, Anaya Alsop, Maya Angelique Carvan, Lauren Marie Kovalik, Brendan J. O'Sullivan, Sean Michael McLaughlin, Michael Anthony Cuccinello, Scott Otto Nilsson, Zachary Ryan Holthouse, Lauren Elizabeth Jacobs, Mitchell Scott Taylor, Casey Marie Glynn, Marissa Ann Dinovich, Laura Hurlbert, Regina Ann Nobile, Lauren Elizabeth Vernick, Kyle Richard Copera, Maeve Eileen Goodman, Aaliyah Marie Cost, Cole Thomas Morgan, Cameron David Wheeler, Colin Matthew Stefanski, Ryan Patrick Alexander, Noah Hager, Daniel Thomas Tate, Brendan Kyle Miller, Amir Mauricio Maziz, Clayton Kennel, William L. Divins III, Tanav P. Patel, Vincent Pindell, Evan Yasneski,
Students graduating from the Department of Supply Chain and Information Systems are
Yash Khanna, Nathan John McDermott, Shriji Urvish Patel, Jonathan Edward Miller, Dominic Philip D'Amico, Taekwon Anthony Crawford, Austin Jonathan Stamato, Joseph Matthew Wolf, John Wayne Gadati, Eric Moskal, Fangwei Zhang, Herman I. Cuevas Prieto, Ryan John Krishnamurthy, Xiaoyang Shi, Nicholas Bodan Sanik, Michael Anthony Valenzi, Xiqian Zhou, Yuan Gao, Yuting Chang, Tyler Marr, Philip Tai, Kushi Patel, Wei Ting Chen, Mohan Lee, Teshan Lin, Wenshuan Jian, Cole Matthew Bertolami, Dylan Garrett Weiser, Brendan John McKeever, Thomas John Cusimano, Mark Curtis Huntley Jr., Andrew Christian Tredenick, Jason Michael De Lorenzo, Michael Raymond Chafee, Christopher Tichenel, Sean Michael Lero, Hamed Nasser Mohammed Al-Rakadi, Ahmed Masood Nasser Al-Yazidi, Yarub Suleiman Nasser Al-Yaribi, David P. Heffernan, Jiahe Chen, Xiang Yu, Junze Liu, Dominic Peter Rizzuto, Jason James Rippon Jr., Aidan McGuire, Adam Ornosky, John Edward Mensching, Zachary Dotter, Trey James Garrison, Ethan Joseph Lieb, Sean Patrick Joyce, Bryce Christopher Reed, Alexa Ray Ferry, Grace Madison Lawrence, Sam Bossum, Kyle Thomas Natoli, Janelle Elizabeth Muchler, Logan Beck Wells, Nelson Habasevich, Ruijia Fu, Ulan Xiao, Connor James Krause, Dean Richard Ranloff, Elijah Arthur Zakarian, Andrew Barrow Kirtley, Marco Joseph Morgano, Brooke Ashley Serrano,
14.
Allison Grace Beddix, Christian Thomas Keating, Sean Scott Newswanger, Eric Michael Frieda, Arwin Lucas Manuel Barowiak, Chi-Woo Sun, Nicholas L. Forno, Braden James Clancy, Ting Yao Hu, Changle Sun, Sunghan Chen, Zhongxun Liu, Ty Stephen Paterno, Justin Michael Nelson, Kelly T. Byrne, Nicole Chambers, Alex Mitchell Fagan, Matthew A. Sellers, Matthew John Solano, James August Chiamento, Megan Elizabeth Grube, Riley McKenna Obringer, Jennifer Yiwa Philomere, Emily Julia Downey, Yasmin Zamani, Rachel Bernstein, Rachel May Raber, Edward Joseph Kelly, Jacob Ammon Tui, Nicholas John Maloney, Peter Robert Zellis, Tian Le Yu, Kara Marie Thomas, McKenna Marie Clow, Brandon Austin Ritweger, Mark Tarian, Lauren M. Wyrock, Michael Patrick Duddy, Matthew Christopher Sobkowitz, Thevin M. Mala, Madison Ford Truesdale, Zachary David Brennan, Alexa Cecilia Teo, Lily Ann Bliss, Laura Marie Evangelist, Rachel Hannah Freed, Julia Pancari, Labrini Athena Balafutis, Nicolette Marie Papadopoulos, Heather Polway, Brooke Simon, Emily Lauren Ross, Gianna Nicole DeNaro, Orla B. Appleton, Sarah Paige Deans, John Sarantos Nektakis, Thomas Stanley Shiravalli, Jian Wo Wu, Jenna Sedita,
Scan it. Carmi Hurtado,
Mary Alice Keenan, Megan Sierra O'Brien, Kaylin Rideout, Bailey Dorothy Zednick, Sarah Leonard, Kylie Rowan, William Thomas Radke, Joseph William Lackner, Patrick Rigby, Joshua Settle Wick, Zachary Joseph Keller, Emma L. Groark, Emilia Isabel Montalvo, Joshua William Holmes, Patrick Leonardo Salamoni, Brandon Michael Bosco, Robert Edward Batten, Andrew DeStefano, Andrew Justin Tomasino, Jacob Ryan Rivac, Ria Amit Desai, Shreyans Jain, Bhavia Jain, Charles Joseph O'Donnell, Nicholas Ryan Marcolongo, Lane E. Schwab, Samuel Henry Cool, Andrew Blow, Kevin James McGibney, Emma Kathleen Rind, Sarah McAdams, Corinne Grace Mazurek, Zachary David Bender, Ryan John Flaherty, Gabriella Nicole Alessandroni, Elise Francis Markle, Keith Michael Curran, Jordan Chase Thomas, Tomas Bienavido Reyes, Andrew Alexander Canning, Connor Patrick Manley, Carter Hatzenbays, William James Sinker, Sunwoong Kim, Milan Bastian Play, Richard James Jacobiello III, Rocco Scipione, Jacob Judson Gartley, Teresa Elizabeth Bartkowski, Holly Elizabeth Householder, Harrison Jacob Mulkey, Remy Julianne Vilhay, Marcelo Christian de Mores, Jacob Stern, Dylan Chase Blatstein, Maxwell N. Coolidge, Eamon Kelleher, Thomas Dean Simpson, Jessica Quattrone, Charlotte Scullen, Olivia Ann Sanders, Sean Christopher Walsh, Sheila Elizabeth Fisher, Juan Camilo Guzman, Nicholas Javier Leidecker, Camille de Leon Scott, Chad Michael Swenkowski, Madison Mary Iema, Logan Carosis, Kier Wu, Taylor Marie Adelhelm, Samuel Allen Brenneman, Cole Robert Walsh,
I think it's 15.
Zachary Magnotti, Ana Lucia Sanoja Ramos. Isabel Cristina Cacho. Adriana Lucia Mora Lacayo. Ernesto Martinez Cardenal. Javier Jose Gomez. Christopher Douglas Leslie. John Carpenter. Nicholas James Donegan. Alec Thomas Swartout. Brendan S. Ames. Kyle Mitchell Colombo. Abdul Karim Suhail A. Abu Shulay. Robert John Whedon. George Adam Angelakis. Vince Gallagher. Bayanbat Monkbat. Brooke E. Deal. Laura Carbo. Olivia Dulce Bonvenuto. Caitlin Marie McHenry. Grace Lee Brune. Caitlin Sudesh Marwa. Maeve Elizabeth Regan. Emily Catherine Borrell. Maura Rose Scanlon. Grace Yvonne Parker. Lauren E. Riggs. Avery Elizabeth Vodar. Ashley Elizabeth Messner. Heidi Lynn Van Buren. Elena Marie Conrad. Maura Sinclair Kennedy. Aidan Bowman. Dylan Chilowitz. Jason William Hess. Emma Monet Scott. Alexander Gustavo Morales. Thomas William Davis. Charles David Coate. Aidan Kamowski. Aidan John Schaefer. Jialun Guo. Nicholas Sylvain Rivera. Dylan Richard Brad. Kevin Chung. Christina Goldhorn. Anastasia Mara Mitrovic. Anna G. Yankanich. Zach Robert Newman. Alexander Mark Ketch. Alexis Daniel. Carlo Anthony Brienza. Samuel Forrest Edgar. Emma Barbara Thompson. Shay Schneelock. Sky Roselle. Zachary Michael Hetrick. Tyler Reed Southworth. Andrew Oleski. James Anthony Malone. Andre Emmanuel Martinez. Allison Bell Lazar.
Wenjing Yan.
Derek Ryan Wrights. Tyler Pursuti. Hui Jin Zhu. Nicholas C. O'Lear. Babadende Akinbade Oluwaseyun Abimbola. Cameron Vincent Akin. Kyle Joseph Emerson. Christopher D. Farrell. Daniel Augustine Pimley. John Michael Baskinger. Agostino Michael Petrillo. Samarth N. Parikh. Ryan M. Engro. Patrick James Kowaleski. Anthony Lawrence Nestico. Rohan Daftari. Zachary Steinrock. David Walter Blake, Tong Lee, Alexander J. Latour, Wesley Paul Olson, William Howard Coop, Nathaniel John Price, Sahil Alchud Mohan Dalsania, Jordan Marie Reed Miller, Hunter Thomas Dorfner, Jenna Lee Weber, Sean Murphy Parsons, Ashley Loy, Sophia Williams, Sophia Caroline Pitkin, Sophie Rose Collins, Fangshu Chang, Xiwan Zhao, Shibo Zhou, Nathan Thomas Anthony, John Kylian, Andrew James Paoli, Jacqueline Quinn Arcaro, Matthew Samuel Paoli, Ryan Nelson, Demetria Anna Condos, Elijah Aaron Duck, Garrett Collenberger, Mansi Shah, Jonathan Thomas Stafford, Ryan Joseph Stafford, Brendan James May, John King, Lucas Kozent, Zachary Imri Lebovitz, John Lockhart, Caitlin O'Brien, Quinton Matthew Calabrese, Vivian Agassi, Natalie Elena Fernandez, Max Alexander Schenkel, John Douglas Scott, Xinwei Kai, Jintai Li, Shilai Gu, Riley Ethan Opilski, Andrew Robert Kim, Jason King, Josh Ethan Kleinhandler, Sean Richard Colamaga, Eduardo Galhardo Santos, Robert Aloysius Kane, Liam Cameron Minnick, Kathleen Vinluan Rosario, Braden P. Rosa, Mitchell R. Stover, Ved Prakash Rohera, Julian Omar San Juan, Jack Michael McLaughlin, Shane William Palanti, Stephen William Bontempo, Joshua Andrew Myers, Ryan Joseph McCosco, Yunwo Hu, Xiaoyang Li, Chang Su, Jingyi Shu, Hanting Fu, Jacob Daniel Uhas, Michael James Kane II, Xinyu Gong, Yao Mu, Shuangling Liu, Hanming Song, Cole Joseph Tuffner, Eric Andrew Stas, Hank Yu Lee, Si In Sun, Donggin Kwak, Sung Ho Jung, Mason Morano, Matthew Stephen Fernicola, Megan Riley Wahal, Hannah Lou Lauren Pais, Jessica Bryn Lowe's, Anna Sarah Redican, Alejandro Gomez, Garrett Joseph Beaver, Rachel On, Lucas David Mannion, Kaylee Rose McSteen, Abigail Grace Hart, Jacob Tanner Blehash, Mackenzie Dalton,
and students graduating from the Department of Finance are
Huo-Wei Zhang, Junming Gu, Wenjie Huang, Zhe Gong, Yichen Shi Wei, Yanjun Chen, Yifan Chen, Kaiyue Jiang, Tiago Luperi Rego, Adam Belkin Zemansky, Daniel P. Bradshaw, Connor Dera, Huda Irfan Khan, James Joseph Pearsall III, Jordan Bather, Madeline Elizabeth Blonder, Felipe Gabela Alvarez, Samir Harfouche, Victoria Cristina Pachwa Capote, Melissa Troches, Carlos Augusto Adrianza, Gabriel Drew Garner, Susanna Julia Heister, Isaac Needbalson, Abdallah Salame, Ali Mohammed M. Al-Makrami, Carly Elizabeth Stello, Bella Agresti, Eric Rodriguez, Alex Christian Erickson, Matthew Benjamin Rosenfeld, Jing Wang, Siyu Qian, Christopher James Latz, Jaden Tage Krausner, George Edward Castillo Schoonwolf, Matthew Robert Lynch, Sean Owen Fisher, Joseph F. Peterson, Cole Jamie Kelly, Thomas Daniel Rieger, Kush Shah, Harrison Lee Eckenrode, Matthew Patrick Nardolillo, Dominic James Eilbacher, Carson Joseph Goff, Jenna Brandt, Lauren Elise Shedleski, Braden Jones, Juan Alexander Fora, Christian Michael Berger, Tyler Fitzgerald Paquette, Liam Soulier, Andrew John Valentine, Viet Huang Do, Toshi Shizuchi, Allison Sophia Harvey, James Thomas Harrington, Yifan Wang, Haocheng Wang, Huan Zhao, Jinchan Wang, Shi Yao Song, Benjamin Gulmer, Julia Petrova, Christian James Bustani, Mitchell E. Spittle, Andrew Jacob Ludwig, Paul Pedrick Gleason, John Richard Grady Jr., Jake Ryan Stengel, Grace Ann Clark, Nicholas J. Kimmick, Andrew Patrick Galvin, Justin Cole Palugi, Dylan Patel, John C. White, Zachary Richard Gaiman, Dylan Lance Goldstein, Jacob Andrew Schwartz, Lainey May Hauser, Arhana Rijal, Byron Duval Friend, Blake Dawson Beal, Rodit Bodoluri, Chase Ross Adler, Christopher Sean Dietrich, Jeffrey E. Ray, Devin Edward Yeomans, Michael W. Levy, Christian James Tate, Michael Patrick Dempsey, John Connor Jorgensen, Anahi Christina Buzetas Reyes, Melissa Bilge, Riley Emma Skrezik, Olivia Duval Learn, Douglas John Weller, Michael Ralph Kravitz, Andrew Hahn, Robert Perro III, Samuel S. Saperstein, Megan Elizabeth Halke, Daniel Craig Snyder, Bichen Tong, E. Jean, Emily Jia Hu, Amisha Chanther, Monem Ali Rizvi, Benjamin Stephen Minnick, Amanda Rose Garcia, Tyler Joseph Lease, Anna Regina Norman, Thomas John Burke, Eric Samuel Kimmett, Brian Douglas Einhaus Jr., Connor Benjamin Axelrod, Willard Whitmore Sapp, Coleman Anson Robertson, Aidan O'Leary, Ruo Xuan Li, Chen Yao Zhang, Su Ting Zhang, Michael Anthony Fiorillo III, Joshua B. Savadov, Nicholas James Alam, Gavin M. O'Connor, John Alexander Furry, Cameron Joseph Kistler, William Robert Hartson, John McSweeney, Yi Le Zhou, John Gibbons, Connor Matthew Levesque, Gavin Robert Carey, Christopher Frederick Delegati, Megan Jane Martin, Eric Thomas DuBartel, Samuel Marshall Kingsbury, Connor David Prola, Brianna Wishengrad, Rachel Moret, Samuel McCarthy, Win Tam Mi Do, New and Win, Wei Jia Jiang, Caroline Cavanaugh Lundmark, Caitlin O'Brien Kohler, Katie Elizabeth Hughes, Brian McCary, Michael Kevin Dux, Shane William Stewart, Eric Robert Fiegenwinter, Ethan Andrew McLean, Cameron Mertz, Jacob Rotondo, Lawrence Aloysius McLaughlin V, Jingshuan Zhao, Xiaoying Wang, Wenxian Li, Daniil Gary Kurtz, Alexander B. Wentling, Ella Terrace, Vasilia Sandra Briegel, Marshall McNoskey, Keith Patrick Montashewski, Riley Robinson Stanley, Thomas Combs, Oluwatishe Olaleye, Brian A. Hernandez, Thomas Delaney, John Confalone, Anthony Joseph Bruno, Kylie Riverone, Jack Thomas Kim, Laura Alexis Botto, Dylan Jake Marchese, Brendan Franks, Jennifer Natali, Julian Craig, Madeline Ann Hereda, Jason Harold Cameron, Michael Lewis Heim, Allie Fox, Caitlin Fromelt, Haley Pagnotta, Nicole Cheyenne Kappa, Hin An Pham, Gabriel Walter Garcia La Placa, Jason Everett Miller, Paige Cooper White, James Martin Rowley, Benjamin Matthews, Sean Armstrong, Xisheng Zhang, Wu Feiyang Ren, Xinyu Su, Chunyu Huang, An En Dong, Sean Leonard, Zaki Ahmed, Connor Page, Adam Joseph Matulovich, Nicholas George D. Piero, Matthew Sean Blackledge, Emily Zlatan, Owen James McIlvaney, Ryan M. Jones, Divmika Vivrenda Moligoda, Dominic D'Amico, Guozlin Chen, Justin Pittick, Eslam Walid Mamoun Aldawi, Alex D. Shipe, Justin Nicholas Lowe, Asa Heater, Quinn Christopher Kaiser, Pragati Tiwari, Carissa Gale, Lena Annunziata, Lachlan David Byrne, Zachary M. Brewer, Bronco Alexander Kosanovich, Vincent Angelo Lancia, Samuel Allen Sumner, Ryan Michael Sand, Marissa Ann Carroll, Grace Catherine Farrell, Michael Francis Maniego Iala II, Ian David Rowdybush, Gabrielle Alexis Sabatini, Oliver August Hunt, Amanda Lee, Wenyue Zhang, Yaowen Zhang, Vebbavi Sanjay Sahutre, Adam Michael Zelensky, Nicole Lynn Jimenez, Nathan Brian Lillis, Christopher John Corcoran Middleton, Luke Armand Lund, Benjamin Eric Lund, Christopher Matthew Darby, Nicholas James Santos Woso, Nicholas Gennaro Florio, Nicholas Christopher Tevis, Daniel Kelly, Robert J. Hydrisco, Kyle Benjamin Pave, Jane Marie Hofflinger, Jack Livingston Rowe, Cole Frischman, Nico Gian Matacola, Matthew Sean Marovitz, Zuchun Zhao, Mohammed Abu Bakr, Yoav Aini, Garrett Tate, Victor Philip Magaletti, Andrew Siaka, Connor Martin Curtis Hartman, William Timothy Golgoski, Jackson Zelli, Jacob A. Iceland, Garrett Michael Kratzer, Adam Krutt, Bryant Keith Anthony Bronner, Ryan Matthew Williams, Anthony John Gallus, Aaron Eberhardt, Zachary Michael Iannacone, Emily Filitsky, Caroline Ann Feisenmayer, Lily Dockstader, Lily Grace Shupin, Bryn Diane Seminai, Michael Christopher Solo, Matthew Diamond, Charles Chu, Dylan M. Verschleiser, Sahil Fatek, Nicholas R. Mantone, John Pease, Edward Peter Talanian, Jacob Roger Mondi, Zixuan Wang, Helena Zoe Lerma, Patrick Thomas Gill, Henry Christian Pleskach, Adam Stephen Wilderson, Derek Benjamin Deal, Mark Jeffrey Class, Robert Bunting, Colton Sean Pearson, Carly Elizabeth Amato, Shannon O'Shea, Carrie Payton, Keanu Yazjerd, Pell Jameson White III, Charles Hamilton Williams Jr., Kunal Maheshwari, Noah Broderick, Sam Kushru Joki, Kanyat Kareem Mistry, Abby Caroline Vandergast, Alexandra Hendrick Ferry, Rushal Shrivastava, Joseph Blake Bono, Nicholas Agliera, John Paul Escura, Evan Daniel Brown, Matthew P. Tomaine, Georgia Malo, Alina Marie Forud, Kayla Rose Beisheim, Joshua L. Pandak, Christina Fensky, Malaviara Chichigue Benara Diaz, Noel Lascaris, Caton Sage de Bastos, Andre DeSalvo, Ryan Edward Fagan, Carissa Brianna Lobo, Megan Isabel Malaysi, Yash Patel, Elizabeth Barrett, Drew Michael Reeser, Shane Christian Hughes, Ariana Faith Anissa Anderson, Anya Aurora, Tongju Zhou, Jiangnan Yi, Joseph Francis Mesitesta, Trajan Shea Robertson, Jiandong Shi, Seth Aaron Golden, Samuel Alec Larrick, Matthew Ethan Mencken, Ian Carbone, Kevin Meacham, Daniel J. Wise, Ryan Michael DeCesar, Anthony Francis Carcello, David Michael Adelsberg, Jacob Michael Stoltz, Cole Ethan Weinberg, Mark Baranchi, Jared Gain, Kelsey Familo, Maximus James Saganik, Jingyue Tong, Alexa Nicole Hager, Jordan Cole Lewin Skversky, Mark Joseph Krolzik, Daniel Kyle, E. Kai Penn, Nathan Portner Stoner, Aiden Patrick McCann, Isabella Nicole Scarpinato, Alyssa Julia Lossig, Andrew Joseph Greenjack, Blake Stephen Meyer, Christopher J. McDonald, Jocelyn Amelia Siui, Jason Drago, James Daniel Dunleavy, Andrew Michael Veda, Jonathan Andrew Griffiths, Daniel Roos, Robert DeMata, Rocco Palumbo, Joseph Anthony Riley, Patrick Henry Hernandez, Seth Kapsa, Thomas James Kraft, Grant Martin Hughes, Kevin Gerald Buck, Daniel Ian Hipschman, Luke Frederick Blossy, Trenton Welch Jones, William Ross, Jacob Edward Daly, Joshua Lee Caulfield, Andrew J. Eisel, David Marcus Tosati, Roman Miklashevsky, Connor Joseph Dem, Aviral Malhotra, Prem Darshan Mevada, Ryan Matthew Baker, Mario Joseph Bolo, Kyle J. Junda, Luke J. Chanot, Johnny Freiberg, Kenneth J. Spencer II, Chase Michael Dersham, Anthony Michael Camuso, Joseph Michael Cernas, Kevin Gillespie, Matthew James Diffendahl, Katie Ann Spencer, Christian Reese Davis, George Jacob Hlavik, Andrew Michael Roberts, Keegan Neal Jenkins, Patrick Ryan Williams, Ryan James Tuhig, David Salas, Brian Michael Jonovich, Jack Flanagan, Anthony Michael Chirazi, Jack Robert Kness, Isaac Marvin Lee McNeil, Jared Matthew Kolinsky, Luke Connolly, Garrett Francis Gripton,
Okay, now let's all give the class of 2024 a round of applause. Thank you. Now we will proceed with the conferral of the degrees. Will all undergraduate degree candidates in the Smeal College of Business, including those watching this live stream, please rise as you are able. Provost Langkilde, Trustee Beard, I am pleased to present these worthy and approved candidates.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the degree you have earned with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. You may now move your tassel from right to left. Families and friends, one more time, please applaud your graduate. Congratulations. You may be seated.
Now I'm pleased to call Marissa Presser, President of the Smeal Alumni Society Board, to induct these new graduates into the association. Marissa is a senior managing consultant at IBM. She earned a bachelor's degree in marketing from the Pennsylvania State University and is currently pursuing an MBA from Smeal. We are pleased she is with us today. Marissa?
Thank you, Dean Whiteman, and congratulations, class of 2024. The Penn State Alumni Association celebrates your successes and welcomes you into a proud worldwide network of Penn Staters. Your new membership connects you with Penn State and more than 200 alumni groups around the globe. As you take your next steps as a Penn Stater, reach out to your local alumni chapter. They will be thrilled to hear from you. Please always remember that even though you are no longer a student, Penn State and the Penn State Alumni Association will always be here for you. Our alumni community is your community. It gives me great pleasure to induct today's graduates of the Pennsylvania State University into the Penn State Alumni Association. Welcome to the alumni family, and congratulations again.
Thank you, Marissa. Marissa walked in my very first spring commencement ceremony 12 years ago. Now, there's some people that deserve some special recognition. Parents, grandparents, spouses, children, other family members, and friends have all contributed toward the achievements being celebrated here today. Would family members and friends of the graduates please rise as you are able and remain standing for just a moment? It's time to recognize your sacrifice, understanding, support, and caring that have helped the graduates to attain their educational goals. The encouragement is very important and not always easy. It takes a special commitment. Now I'd like to ask the graduates to stand as you are able. Look at your family members and friends and join me in thanking them for all they have done to support your success at Penn State. Thank you very much. You may be seated. We're almost there. At the heart of every great university are the faculty and the staff who support our students. Will our faculty and staff members in the audience please stand as you are able so we can recognize you? Thank you for all you do for our students. Thank you. You may be seated. I wish to conclude our commencement ceremony by thanking you for the We Are spirit that embodies our community. I'm proud and grateful that you chose to advance your education at Penn State. You will always be part of the Penn State family, and we wish you health, happiness, and success wherever you go. Following the departure of the platform party, the university marshals will dismiss graduates from each department. And now we end our commencement ceremonies. Please stand and remain standing as you are able until the academic procession has exited the floor. We'll be led in the singing of the Alma Mater by Thomas Delahoy.
Graduates, we have some special instructions for your exit. Those of you seated in the back half of the arena, please exit to the rear. Those of you seated in the front half, please exit to these doors in the front right. Thank you.
We have college communications